Welcome to Spotlight on Lakewood. I'm Mayor Adam Paul, and today we're continuing our journey and talking with one of our partners in the community. I'm joined today at DDRC by Ron Marquez. Ron, good afternoon.
Welcome to DDRC. Thanks for coming and taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us here.
Well, it's a pleasure for me and for our viewers to be able to come in and take a look at exactly what you do here. And just wanted to get an idea of what your mission is, what your role is, and talk to us a little bit about disabilities in our community.
We serve people, individuals that have intellectual and developmental disabilities in our community. They have diagnoses of cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, and a variety of other neurological disorders. We were founded back in 1964, and the legislature had the foresight of actually creating private nonprofit corporations to provide services in the community for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And we're one of those, what they call community-centered boards. And so rather than the state doing it, they thought that it was better for the private sector to do it. And I think we've done a really good job. We've saved the state millions of dollars over the years, because it costs a lot more to put someone in an institution than provide the services in the community. And of course, you get better quality services.
Absolutely. Well, you have clients who come here, and you do different programs for them. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the people that we serve are served in a variety of ways. We have infant programs, and in the infant program, we actually have our therapists, speech therapists, physical therapists, and so on, that actually go into the home and work with the family in the home. One of the big things that they do for families is really help them accept the child for who they are. And the therapies are done in the home. That way you can utilize the tools that are in the home to help the families become the experts in providing the services. And it's really the families that are going to make the difference in that child's life. And so we want them to feel competent and really experts at providing those services. And so it's a great program. The other things that we do is we work with people around pre-vocational services. We help them prepare for a job out in the community. So we have job coaches. We have people that go out and work with businesses to figure out what jobs are out there that our individuals can do. And we don't want charity from the businesses. We want to make sure that the business gets a person that can do the job appropriately, so that they gain by the person being there, and also the individual enjoys their job. I talk about the fact that we utilize what we call person-centered planning and person-centered thinking. So we want to make sure that the individual is involved in decisions for their own lives, instead of us always telling them what's appropriate for them. So I think the success makes it much better when they have a part in that. And we have this young man named Steve, and way back when, we knew he loved baseball, and he's in his wheelchair. And so he got a job at the Rockies. And what he does is, at the northeast corner, where the pub is there, he keeps people from sneaking in. And he loves his job. Wow. He loves talking baseball. So if you ever go to the game, go to the northeast corner and say hi to Steve. He just loves it. And then the other time, when the Rockies aren't in town, he's here working. And last year he got his 20-year pin. Wow. So really good quality worker, and he's been there for a long time. Another young lady works here in Lakewood over at Wahoo's, Jennifer, and she is incredible. She greets you when you come in. She asks you how your food is, asks if she can help you in any way, and when you leave, she says goodbye. And when she's not there, customers say, "Where's Jennifer?" And so it really adds value to that business, and the person gets to do a job that's meaningful, and they can earn money, and they feel good about themselves.
Well, that's a fantastic story. I'll make sure that I don't try to sneak into Coors Field, and we'll go in the right way and tell Steve hello.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and it's fantastic to hear, because I know not only, like you said, are they providing a service, but it also provides a great, probably self-worth and really meaningful experience for the client.
Absolutely.
So how do we address your clients?
Yeah, the thing to keep in mind is, one of the things we try to do is use people-first language. You really want to respect the individual for who they are, and then talk about the disability as a secondary thing. So what you might want to do is, you might want to say, first of all, use their name, instead of referring to them as the person with a disability. But use their name, say Bobby or Susie or whoever it might be, and then talk about the disability if you need to in describing them or whatever. But it's really appropriate to make sure that you acknowledge them first. Like if you had a friend that had diabetes, you wouldn't say the diabetic
Right.
is my friend. You would say the person happens to have diabetes. So a person with disabilities, they happen to have a disability. They happen to have cerebral palsy or whatever. But it's Bobby or whoever. So you acknowledge them first, and that's a good rule to have. And it's hard not to go wrong. You can't go wrong using that simple rule. You know, all of us forget and use the wrong terms or whatever because they've been ingrained in us all our lives.
Absolutely.
And so it's better just to remember that you want to treat them with respect like you would want to be treated. And then the one thing you never want to say is the R word. And I'm sure you've heard of that.
Sure have.
And we're trying to eliminate that from our vocabulary. Certainly it's still in some laws and it's also in medical journals and all that sort of stuff. But over time, we want to get that off the books because it's got a really negative connotation. And people use it not only to refer to people with disabilities, they use it to their friends and to tear them down. And so